We have with us Telecom Secretary Mr. Farooqui speaking to ET now. So firstly, a question on the TRAI's recommendations on 2G pricing. So assuming that the regulator sticks to its stance on the pricing matters, does that mean that the Telecom Commission will reject these prices, or does it mean that that it has a view on these prices which is positive and will probably go ahead with that in the event that the regulator sticks to its stance on pricing?
You know, I don't want to kind of prejudge the issue, but I would say that on the whole we think that TRAI has given very positive and constructive recommendations, because our common aim is to take the sector forward. And if TRAI indicates its reasons and why it feels that these prices which they have recommended are the prices that we should reckon, I think that would be a very good reason for Telecom Commission to look at that suggestion in a very positive spirit and consider them the prices which have been recommended again by TRAI.
So it will be wrong to suggest that the Department of Telecom or the Commission is against these prices which are much lower. Will it be unfair to say that, sir?
Yeah, surely. It is. We are not against those prices. We just, in fact, there is some misconception which I think I must thank you for giving me this opportunity to clarify this. What the Telecom Commission has actually decided is to just, to the extent that the committee had sought some clarification, the Telecom Commission said that yes, okay, let's get those clarifications and then we'll take a call.
Okay.
So, yes, so Telecom Commission has to still take a call on the reserve price, and this is not price, this is reserve price.
This is reserve price,
yes.
That is correct. But sir, do you think it is legally tenable to actually reduce prices substantially in the same year? Two bid documents, one coming out in March this year and one probably coming out in December this year, having very different prices. Do you think it's legally tenable for the department to go ahead?
You know, this is reserve price, number one. Number two, price is how does the market behave? The price in the market of anything does not remain constant, and it doesn't follow a calendar year or financial year. The prices may be up today, they may be down tomorrow, and therefore what we legally want to do is we want to have a good price discovery. That's important. So what the reserve price, what is set by us is not the only factor. If we create an environment which is conducive to competition and to good discovery of price, then I think we have done our job well.
But then, sir, one wonders then why is it that the panel or the committee that was looking at these recommendations was so against prices being reduced so substantially? Because this argument, I'm sure, holds true for the committee as well that evaluated these recommendations.
No, I would say that the panel was also trying to look at the basis a little more closely. I would be quite hesitant to be judgmental about whether the prices are acceptable or not acceptable. I think on the whole, the report of TRAI is a very good report, very useful report, and we should look at this whole issue in a very positive frame of light.
So one wonders what happens to the 800 megahertz CDMA auction, given that TRAI is completely silent on it. If it were to not come back with the price in 15 days, does that mean an auction in CDMA will not happen, or does that mean that the DOT will be free to probably look at prices on its own, reserve price on its own?
No, that's something, is speculative. I don't want to speculate on that. We have made a request to TRAI. We'll see how they respond, and then we will decide how to go.
Okay. And sir, what about one-time charges? Doesn't that get impacted if prices were to reduce significantly? Because one-time charges were evaluated on the basis of market prices, and if market prices reduce substantially, isn't there an argument that these should be the one-time charges should also be evaluated and calculated afresh?
When we bring the spectrum for auction this time, we again bring it with an entire set of conditions there, and whosoever bids at that time, he knows what the conditions are, and if and after taking into account those conditions, then only he bids. So I think the market price would be determined. Let's not go and let's not kind of confuse this reserve price with the market price. This is only the reserve price.
Right.
Now, supposing the market actually feels that the spectrum, given the conditions with which it is coming, and there may be a certain degree of liberalization in terms of, our commitment to kind of, by way of liberalized spectrum, by way of also looking at the possibility of having spectrum trading, etc., then the market will actually factor in all these things and then decide what is the price. Right. So when the price is discovered, it actually discounts for all these factors.
But sir, will one-time charge be re-looked at by the department, because that's a dynamic charge that has been imposed. So if prices do change, whatever may be the final outcome of the auctions, if prices are lower than what was calculated last time around, is there merit in the argument that one-time charges should be calculated afresh?
No, I don't. Okay. I don't buy that argument. Okay. I see that every time it is auctioned, it is auctioned on the basis of a given, the product comprises of all the conditions with which the spectrum comes.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So speaking of the auctions, we've talked about the quantity of spectrum that will be put. Reserve price, of course, is still under discussion. But do you think the timeline of January is something that is practical and could be met, or do you think that's a tight deadline?
Sure, it can be met.
Oh, so auctions in January is likely to be very much a reality?
Yes, sure.
Okay. So speaking of the sector...
In fact, if anything, we will try to hold it even earlier.
In December itself?
If possible.
If possible, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, speaking of the sector, do you think the investor sentiment has turned positive for Indian Telecom right now at this stage?
I do think so.
Okay.
I do think so. I think that we have put the trauma of the past now behind us. We have already hit the bottom and we have started moving up. And I think we in the Department of Telecom would like to very, very strongly give this message that all the players are committed related to this, all the stakeholders, whether it is the department or whether it is the regulator or the other players. I think we are all committed to take the sector forward and make it once in the engine of growth for the economy. So I'm very upbeat about it, and I'm very upbeat about the auction and its outcome as well.
But so what about the companies who bid last time around at much higher prices? Surely they're a disgruntled lot. Is there a way to address their grievances, which is actually quite genuine, because in the same year prices have been...
No. But please remember that these are reserve prices. Right. So we just do not know what would be the eventual price
final
in the
prices.
Market. Yes.
Okay. But nothing can be done about those who bought spectrum in the previous
in the market you fix the price taking into account the situation obtaining at that particular point of time. You do not keep visiting back. If you have bought something today, you can't go back to the shop 5 days later or 1 month or 2 months later saying now the prices have dropped and therefore give me a discount.
Right. Okay. So in spite of 100% FDI in the sector, no big investments have really come in till now. Do you think there's still a hurdle that needs to be addressed as far as getting FDI in Indian Telecom is concerned?
Well, if people tell us that there are hurdles, we will like to address them. But I think that this is too short a time. The auction will provide one opportunity. Then when we bring in those guidelines, which we intend to do very shortly on merger and acquisition, that will be another opportunity. We will also bring in various other facilitating measures. So I think that increased FDI limits are going to be made use of by the industry, and sooner rather than later.